Welcome back to Reason Check, the podcast where we slow things down, look closely at the arguments, and try to separate heat from light. I'm your host, Stephen, and like always, I have biases, and I do my best to park them at the door and hope that you can do that too. Today, we're examining one of the biggest firestorms of 2024, Tucker Carlson's interview with podcaster Darryl Cooper, where Cooper argued that Winston Churchill, not Adolf Hitler, was the chief villain of the Second World War. The backlash was fierce and unusually bipartisan. Historians called it revisionism. Others went further and labeled parts of it Holocaust denial. It's worth unpacking carefully because it raises hard questions about expertise, how we form opinions, and why certain narratives catch fire. Let's start with what was actually said. In September 2024, Tucker Carlson called Darryl Cooper, quote, the best and most honest popular historian in the United States. Over 2 hours, Cooper claimed that Hitler wanted genuine peace with Britain after the fall of France, that Churchill rejected reasonable offers out of warmongering, possibly tied to financial interests, and Churchill's drunkenness, and that the worst horrors of the Holocaust stemmed more from logistical breakdown than deliberate genocide. I will explain that. Those claims aren't just contrarian, they invert the historical consensus. They triggered condemnation from left, right, and center. Now, the people making the arguments. Darryl Cooper runs the Martyr Made Pro podcast, as he calls it. He's a gifted storyteller with a great voice, actually. His long-form episodes on Israel-Palestine, Jonestown Massacre, Jimmy Jones, and other topics are compelling, well-produced, and have earned him a large audience. He's self-taught, autodidact, with no formal academic training in history, no advanced degree in the field, no peer-reviewed publications, and no professional archival career. On the other side, the most prominent voice pushing back has been Andrew Roberts, Lord Roberts of Belgravia. Roberts has a first-class degree and PhD from Cambridge, has written over 20 books, including the widely regarded definitive single volume biography of Churchill, Walking with Destiny. His work has won major prizes. He's a fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, a visiting professor at prestigious institutions, and has spent decades in primary archives, diaries, cabinet papers, intelligence files. The contrast in formal qualifications is obvious and stark. That doesn't automatically make Roberts right and Cooper wrong, but it does mean we should expect different levels of depth and scrutiny. Roberts rebutted Cooper directly. Hitler's so-called peace offers required Britain to accept permanent Nazi domination of the continent, not genuine peace. Churchill didn't even become prime minister until May 1940, after the war had already begun under Chamberlain. And the Holocaust was a meticulously planned and documented genocide, not primarily a logistical accident. Here's a thought experiment that I think clarifies why credentials matter. Imagine the conventional story was reversed. Imagine schools and media had taught for decades that Hitler was the misunderstood peacemaker and Churchill the reckless villain. That was simply the accepted truth. Imagine that was simply the accepted truth. Then Andrew Roberts shows up, Cambridge PhD, decades in the archives, prize-winning books, and says, actually, no, the evidence shows Hitler launched aggressive wars, broke treaties repeatedly, and orchestrated systematic genocide. Churchill stood almost alone against that. Wouldn't we take Roberts extremely seriously? Wouldn't his expertise demand we at least examine the primary sources he's citing? Well, yet when the consensus points the other way, and a self-taught podcaster with no archival background inverts it, millions share the clip because it feels fresh or it fits a current mood or something of that nature. Expertise is most definitely not infallible, and history isn't static. But deep domain knowledge earned through years of rigorous study and peer review usually carries far more weight than even the sharpest outsider take. That brings me to intelligence and how we evaluate arguments. Darryl Cooper is clearly intelligent, articulate, quick, great at narrative construction. Dave Smith from the Joe Rogan episode we covered earlier is the same. Verbally sharp, logistically agile, able to hold an audience. Intelligence is multifaceted. They excel in several dimensions in that in that multifaceted world. But the main specific judgment is its own skill, mastering the historiography of World War II, or the on-the-ground realities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict requires years of reading, primary sources, learning context, wrestling with competing interpretations. Even brilliant general intelligence doesn't substitute for that immersion. Without it, smart people can still fall into selective reasoning, emphasizing evidence that fits a prior view and downplaying what does not fit that view. I want to introduce a term here that I think helps describe this. I call it conclusion-first reasoning. It's the opposite of being informed, studying broadly and letting the evidence lead you to a conclusion. Conclusion-first reasoning is when the conclusion comes first, of course, often shaped by emotion, ideology, or audible expectations. Ideology or audience expectations. And then evidence is gathered selectively to support it. It's motivated reasoning by another name, but conclusion first is neutral and instantly clear. We saw it in Cooper's selective framing of Hitler's offers and the Holocaust. We saw echoes in part of Dave Smith's debate with Douglas Murray, strong moral passion about civilian suffering, which is valid, but less engagement with Murray's firsthand reporting or the full strategic context. Dave Smith is absolutely entitled to his opinion. So is Darryl Cooper, of course. Free societies depend on that. The question is, wait, do we treat an informed, on-the-ground view the same as one built mostly from secondary sources and strong prior conviction? Most of us intuitively say no, and we should. There's one more piece worth acknowledging. These revisionist or highly critical narratives don't spread just because they're clever. They resonate in a moment when many people distrust elites, are weary of foreign entanglements, and want simple villains closer to home. That emotional pull is real and understandable, but truth-seeking still demands we separate what feels satisfying from what the fullest evidence supports. In the end, this controversy, like the Murray-Smith exchange, shows how fast polarization can turn nuanced history into culture war ammunition. A bit more humility about our own knowledge gaps, a bit more willingness to weigh expertise appropriately, and we'd have far less heat and far, far more light. That's the check I'm trying to apply here to all sides, myself included. Thank you for listening. If this made you pause and think, share it with someone who enjoys these debates but wants more clarity than shouting. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. Until next time, stay reasonable. This is Reason Check. I'm out.